So for starters, on the body of the car, I wanted to enclose the back hatch where that little door flap comes up. I don't have that piece, and haven't been able to find it, so I figured it'd be better if we just closed it off. And that was just with a little bit of epoxy putty and a lot of sanding to sand it smooth and flush with the original. And then of course cut out the back window and the side window, and you can see in here I've got the putty that we have to sand down, and then that's just the reinforced ceiling, which you're not really going to see that, so I'm not going to worry too much about that part right there. So that's the back hatch closed off, and then we're going to lightly sand it with this sandpaper. And that's just going to give us a nice little rough surface to prime it with flat gray, and then we'll go back over it and sand it again, and then give it another shot of primer, and then we'll start building the spray paint colors on it. So I'm going to finish sanding this and then prime it, and then we'll be right back. Alright, so I've got the inside of the cab painted with a satin nutmeg color, and the battery box has been painted, and I'm going to glue all this down and then try to hide it. And another little thing that I've done here for the center console is I have made this thing out of plastic and milliput, and it's just a center console area to hide the wiring that's going to run underneath it. So I'll sand this down smooth and then paint it the same color as the interior. That way when everything's on, you won't see the wiring running under the seat right there, under the seat and back through here. So we'll go ahead and get this sanded and get it primed and painted, and I'll be right back. Alright, so we have the interior taped off, and the first coat that we're going to put on the car is going to be the red. Gloss banner red, and I'm gonna give it a good light coat in red, dry it with the hair dryer, and then do a second coat in red, and then I'm gonna let it dry for about a day to make sure that it's nice and cured. And then I'm gonna print out the stripe patterns for the car, and then basically take the tape and line the tape up and tape off all the red where I want red to be, and then I'll spray paint it green, and then once that's dry I'll peel the tape off, and the red stripes will be there, and hopefully that will work. So we'll see how it goes. So we'll be back, and this will be red. Alright, so we have the car painted in the red, and now I'm just going and putting the, I'm taping over where I want the red stripes to be and lining them up. And what I'm using for this is just blue painter's tape and wax paper, and I'll put the tape over the wax paper, and I got some tracing paper on this one and just traced over the original stripes, and then cut them out to fit on this one here. And so I'm just peeling off the backs, peeling off the wax paper on the back, and then taping it down the car. And I will do that all along the sides of the car, and try to mimic the Kenner stripes as much as possible. So I'm going to do that, and I will be right back. Alright, so I got all these stripes put on, and the stickers just kind of sitting there just to kind of help me center everything. And the stripes on this side, and that's where the new logo will go. Of course, I think this one goes on the other side, but so yeah, It's gonna look good. So the next step will be to spray paint this green and then let it dry, do another coat, and then I think then we'll do the yellow next. So we'll go ahead and start spray painting. Alright, so we got the yellow fade done, the green is done, and I just pulled some of the paint away on this side panel right here just to kind of see what it looks like, and the colors, they look really good together, so I believe that'll do. It's the closest color green that I could get to match it. But yeah, so basically I'm gonna let this dry and then come back and start peeling all the stickers off, and then we'll start to assemble it and run the wiring for the headlights and tail lights. So I'll have to wait till this completely dries overnight, and we'll be back to do that. Alright, so we got all the tape off. The red is exposed. We got the stickers just temporarily on the sides just to kind of give me a general idea of what it looks like. And everything is looking good. So next we're going to have to do is just touch up a few spots of the red where the paint, the yellow paint and the green paint kind of leaked through a little bit right here and stuff like that. So if we touch it up with a little bit of red with a brush and then start painting all the trim black. And then after that's done, it'll get a clear coat to protect all the paint. And then we'll apply the stickers and then clear coat the stickers to protect those from the elements. And then we'll start wiring the electronics into the car, and then hopefully we should be done. It's looking good.